Hey guys, it's Jessica, and I am back because I finally got done and listed these large traveler's notebooks. These are the biggest ones I've ever made, and I have to say they're probably my favorite. And I know I say that probably every time, but I love the size of these, and I think it's just because I am a pen and paper kind of girl, and so I want to use one of these for my day job. So I will go through each of these and show you what's in them, and then I will also try and explain how I made them because I have some that are still in progress, so I can show you what I did with that, and hopefully that will help. I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to do a tutorial on this one because I feel like moving back and forth between my sewing machine and then my craft room, and I'm not sure it's going to work. I'm happy to try if this is something that you guys really want to see a tutorial on, but I am hoping that I can walk you through what I did. And if you've ever made a traveler's notebook before, you know that the process is always going to be the same in terms of how you do your spine and your elastic. Really the only difference is the size of the cover to match the size of the notebooks you want to use. So that being said, these are all listed in my Etsy. There are 8 of them listed right now. I am hoping to get a few more done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more that still need to get done. But I'll show you those in just a minute. So let me start with this one. This one actually has a little bit of like piecing and quilting on there. I would love to tell you it's because I wanted to do that, but really it's because I had a mistake and so I had to fix it. But I still love the way it turned out. Oh, and do have some of my hair on there. All of the notebooks, or traveler's notebooks, excuse me, come with 3 notebooks on the inside. And a folder that I've made, but let me go ahead and tell you the dimensions of these books. Let me get these out of the way. So they are about 8.5 by 6.25. The notebooks are probably very similar to that. I didn't put a lot of space lengthwise, so probably pretty close to that. And I can tell you I got these notebooks from Walmart. So when you open up this one, you will get some of the stickers from the collection that match it, and then some cut aparts and Project Life cards. I did use a lot of the stickers from the collections and use it throughout the notebooks. And then I did use some of these really nice metal heavy paper clips, excuse me. I got these off of Amazon, and I will link those if you're interested in those. And then, like I said, 3 notebooks. The paper I used was Simple Stories, and it's, I think it's some sort of antique color collection. I'll try and think of the name and see, like, look on their website and see if they still have it. All of them have a folder. 7 of them have the exact same folder, and 1 of them doesn't, and I'll show you that one. But the 7 that have the same folder they look like this, where I used some pink cardstock, and then I used the scraps to decorate the front. I used scrap trim, and then on the inside here, you'll get all these different cut aparts and stuff from Project Life. And then each one is including a tabs sheet from Felicity Jane. I thought it would be really cool to really tab this kind of book out and use it how, what works best for you. Personally, I have like different projects and sections that go on at my job, so I would section this out by projects and use it that way. They all are also going to come with these tabs, and what they are is just scraps from the collection that I cut down to rectangles, and the idea behind it is you fold it in half, and then that becomes a tab for you wherever you want to, use it in your book. So it would slide over the page and use it that way. So there are 2 pockets in this folder, and then I added a mini pocket to all of them as well on one side. Again, trying to use up some of those scraps. And then that is the back notebook. They are all also going to come with a paper clip that is a pen holder. So this obviously isn't a pen, but it'll work for what I want to show you. So the pins slip in that way. You can flip it around so it's clipped on this way, but I didn't want to go over the ruffle, so I put it on top if I could. You will notice that in the Etsy listings that some of the pictures or video I took don't have this pin paper clip on there, but all of them will come with it. And this one is a little bit loose. I need to tighten this one. But this is the next one. The difference between these two is the trim is different, but I also was testing out and see if I wanted to sew along the spine and like kind of outline the spine. And it, I thought it looked okay, but it wasn't a huge thing. So this one has sewing along the spine edges, and this one doesn't. So on the inside of this one, again, all the cut aparts and ephemera, the notebooks. Here is this folder. And the back. And on this one, we have all the cut aparts and stuff. You'll notice that I use like different sizes, different pieces of ephemera, just trying to, make each one kind of be unique and on its own. And there we go. And here's the back. You will notice that on every single one of them, I did like the paper isn't long enough. It goes beyond 12 inches when you're making the cover of this. So I did have to use extra pieces. And on a lot of them, I did use a lot of the stickers to do like a sticker cluster because I really liked the way it looked. And then this is the only red one with this floral pattern that I have on it. And what's interesting is that the fabric I used, all of the fabric except for one, which would be this one, all the fabric I've had in my stash for probably 5 years or more. So it felt really good to get through it and use some of it. I wish I could tell you it's all gone, but it's not. And then here's the back. And again, so you can see here, this is why I had to do the different piece of paper, and then I did the sticker cluster. I will try and point out where there are maybe a little bit of a flaw, because when you're working with this big of a cover, the paper did not love to lay down all the way out. So there is some bubbling, and it always happens in the spine area. So you can see right here how there is like a little crease in the paper right there. And that's just because that is a point in which the book is constantly moving. And I did test out tape and glue to see which would get the paper to not have these issues. And it didn't matter. It would have the issues no matter what I used, which was a bit frustrating. So this is this one here. And this one, I had to paper piece the notebook. I really loved it. This one's probably my favorite notebook. And the folder and the back. So like you can see right here, this one's missing the paper pen clip, but I have a whole bunch of them, so it will come with it. And this one, this is a tea themed fabric. And again, this one has a bit more stickers from the collection because I ran out of some of the other stickers I had been using, so I wanted to give some extras in this one. We have this, and then all the cut aparts here, and the back. And then again, it does have a sticker cluster there at the bottom. This one's my favorite. This is the one I've shown before. This was the first one I ever got done and was kind of the prototype for what I was going for. Here is the inside. And this one has a different paper clip. It has a strawberry one just because there was a lot of strawberries in this paper and on the fabric. And this is the one folder that's different from the rest. I used some of the paper from the collection, but then once I got done covering all the notebooks for the other 7, I didn't have enough paper to do folders, so this is the only one that got a folder out of the collection. And the back. And we have this one. These are starting to fall over. And this is another one with the tea fabric, teacup. So on the inside here, again, we have some cut aparts and some stickers from the collection and some Project Life cards. The notebooks, the folder, and then the back. So as I said, these are listed on my Etsy. I will post a link to them down below if you're interested in checking them out. And so I did want to kind of walk you through how I did them. So these are the, I think it's 5, unless I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I could have sworn I did 2 of each fabric, but I guess not. So these are the 5 that I have that I still need to do. These aren't done because I ran out of the paper I used in these ones. And I did want to say this is a fantastic way to use up paper. I ended up using 2.5 packs of this Simple Stories antique color collection. So I ran out of that paper, so I need to go through my stash and find paper that will match with the covers. I already have paper picked out for this one because I have some bee fabric that I'm going to do, or I'm sorry, bee paper. And then this one, actually let me turn it around this way. This one, I used a pocket from, my daughter was cutting up some jeans and really kind of loved it. So I used that on the front of this one. And then I got to find some paper that matches this. So how I made these is, this was 11 by 17 chipboard that I got off of Amazon literally probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I've just never used it. And now it's completely gone, so I think I'm going to order some more. I will leave a link below to that if you're interested in that, especially because I need to get some again. But the chipboard was cut down to, let's see, 13.5 by 8.5. So that's why when you're working with the 12 by 12 papers, there's not enough paper for it to go long ways. So you'll have to, I actually cut my paper down to 12 by 8.25 because I knew that I would have enough of an edge around my cover here to have that buffer on, instead of cutting it to 8.5. So I know I did 12 by 8.25, and then I did a 2-inch strip that's 2 by 8.25. So what I did was I cut down the chipboard to whatever, I can't remember what I told you, what is it, 8.5 by 13. Covered it in fabric that I liked, and what I used was some spray adhesive, and I found that the Elmers spray adhesive works so much better than, let's see if I have it. Well, so this was the lid, and I think it's like Aleene's spray adhesive, maybe. It had this purple top lid, but I can tell you, I hated it. The Elmer's spray glue worked so much better than the Aleene's one. So what I did was I cut my chipboard, sprayed it with a spray adhesive, got my fabric that I knew was cut to be big enough to have a little bit of an overlay here, and big enough to cover the whole thing. And then once I sprayed it, I laid the fabric down, and then I took a credit card and started pressing it down to try and alleviate all of the wrinkles. After that, I took it to my sewing machine and sewed around it, because I found that if I sewed on it with the paper, and you will notice that some of these, it is sewn with the paper. I think this one. And this one did fine, but some of my paper, the sewing machine did not like going through fabric and paper. So what I did was I would sew it first with just this, and then I would cover it with the paper on the inside. And then once you have it there, I would fold it in half exactly like this. I would take my hole punch and punch right here at the top, punch right here at the bottom, open it up and punch right in the middle. Because when you are punching like, here, actually I have one right here. Let me just show you. When you fold it exactly in half like this, it will make sure that your punches are even on either side. So, okay. Get down here and make sure it's where I want to be. Okay. So now you can see that my punched holes are an even space apart, and they are equal. So then once I have my holes punched, then I would take a scoring tool and go about 1/8 of an inch past my punched holes and score really, really well. And that is what's going to create this spine. So if you score it really well on either side of the punched holes, that will give you this spine here. So then you have enough room to put your books in there. And then obviously you cover it with the paper, add whatever trims you want to add, you know, whatever pockets you want to add, and that is it. So hopefully that helps you guys. If you have any questions or you want more of a full-blown tutorial, let me know. If you want to see the ones that I have on my Etsy, just check out the links below. And again, I will try and link as much stuff as I can that I used. And if you have any other questions, just please feel free to let me know. And thank you guys so much for being here.